Good evening, everybody. This is John Monroe from Keeping It Real Section 5 Football. And as you can see, we're up at East High School up here in Rochester, New York, doing a little spring football. We have on my far right my partner, Paul Burgandy. Paul.
Thank you, John, and welcome, Coach Flagler.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming up and covering.
Coach, thanks for being here. Just go over what's going on today.
So we got a real structured format. Last week, all the coaches met, planned out a whole format for today. So the beginning, you're going to see, actually, all the squads are going to be intermingled in Indy.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the quarterbacks, the line guys are going to do the line, and we're going to have all the teams working together as in the individual period. Then you're going to see some one-on-ones, 7-on-7, followed by team. We're going to go against Irondequoit and Rush.
Okay.
And Monroe is going to go against Irondequoit and Rush. We play each
you
other
guys
this
play
season.
each other.
Yep.
Now, the four teams that are here: East, Monroe, Rush, and Irondequoit, correct?
Yes, sir. Some of the big boys in Section 5 traditionally, right?
And
Yes.
you also have a lot of the colleges that will be here today, I guess, observing and
I think that's what it's all about.
That's
what
and
it's all about.
Getting these kids exposure, like you said, that's what it's all about. I think this is wonderful.
Yeah, I really appreciate Greg Hopkins, CTC. I do the quarterbacks there in the winter. He's really been a catalyst to get everyone together,
Okay.
Get some work in, get our kids exposed. And like I said, that's what this is all about. We're all going to get a little better tonight. Some kids are going to get some exposure that there's well overdue for Section 5 Western New York football. And it's going to be a good night for everybody.
It's nice to compete against some different schools, different faces, and that's so great. Well,
nothing like putting the pads on, right?
Especially in the spring.
Absolutely.
This is like new territory for us a little bit.
Well, that's what they're doing down south, right? So, if we want to be competing with those teams down south, this is what you got to do.
I know down in Ohio, all of May is spring football.
We went down last year and played a team from Maryland. We played Fort Hill. They're four-time defending state champs in Maryland. And you could see the difference from the weight room to how they do things in the off season. Their coach even told us they have football class as part of their school day.
Yeah.
And so if you're competing with that, our kids are competing on a national level. We got to start doing things like that to keep up.
I was so impressed last year with you guys. Your first game, CBA.
Oh, CBA. Yeah, who were the state champions? Who ended up being New York State champions.
Then you guys go down to Maryland and play. That gives your kids exposure. It makes it special. You're just not going down the street.
Absolutely.
It's just awesome to see.
You don't get any better beating teams by 40, 50, you sharpen the saw by sharpening yourself against other iron, right? Iron sharpens iron.
Yes,
we talk about that a lot around here.
Yep.
And that's why we get with Monroe a lot in the offseason and Irondequoit and Rush. We got a new coach over at Rush, my old line coach.
Yes.
So I'm excited to go against him. That offense might look familiar.
He's going to be on our show next week. He's going to be on
as
our
a
show.
new head coach for Section
Bruce,
5.
and then he's more than deserving. He did an outstanding job here for 3 years, and we put up a lot of numbers offensively, and mostly a lot because of him. So
yeah, I remember Danny Bates saying, if you have good assistants, get used to them not being with you for a long time.
Absolutely.
They're going to become head coaches.
It's another opportunity for someone, and he's well deserved.
Absolutely.
All right.
So looking forward to competing. Watch out for these East Eagles.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is John Monroe again from Keeping It Real Section 5 Football. And again, my partner to my far right, Coach Paul Burgandy. Paul.
Thank you, John, and welcome, Coach Flagler, back to the East High Field.
Sir.
And how'd you get this thing organized and set up? I mean, it's great for our state. And
we always do. As you know, as being a former high school, we do a lot this time of year. People don't realize. I know you guys used to go to the HSPD back in the day at Wayne. So we always do a lot. And last year we did a spring game, and I was telling Coach Fran Brown about it. She's like, you need to do it in May. And we're talking to Greg and Cunningham at Monroe, and let's do 4 teams, get anyone that we think has, and then with Messiah being such a big recruit, it got a lot of bigger coaches here than we would normally be able to get, but it gets other kids in front of those coaches.
You got 4 fantastic programs here. There's a lot of talent, and I see a lot of college coaches are here tonight to evaluate.
They came through, and Greg did a good job getting those guys here, and it's a great opportunity for our kids to get in front of them. I don't know if you can go anywhere and get in front of this many coaches in one night. Some camps are mega camps, but there's 3,000 kids.
Not New York though, like
Not in New York,
upstate New York.
So it's great. We're kind of it's a team event, but it's an opportunity for our kids to show off individually a little bit.
And we had spoke to your brother earlier. This is a great opportunity for a lot of some of the younger kids that have got a chance to evaluate them, and now you're competing against some different faces and different schools.
Absolutely. Like, we got a whole new group. We had 20 seniors last year, so we got a lot of question marks. And the earlier you start that process, the better. Figuring out who can step up for you this year. And we like what we've seen so far. Some guys are going to have to step up, but we really like what we see. So it's exciting. I'm glad you guys made it out.
Well,
back to East.
We're going to make it. If this is where football is going to be at, we're going to be here for Keeping It Real Section 5 football. But best of luck to you.
Thanks,
we love what's going on. New York State's going in the right direction when we start getting.
It's got to start a little earlier, get a couple more regular season games like we talked about earlier. One step at a time.
It's definitely going in the right direction.
It is, for sure.
And this is awesome. I when I was coaching, you dream about stuff like starting this time and getting the kids together.
And once you do it once, if it's good, it's successful, you can keep building on it, making it a little better each year. So there'll be some growing pains.
Yeah, and we've seen the combines and things in the past, but now you actually have kids competing against each other. So way ahead of the game.
Yes, sir. All right, thanks, Coach.
All right,
thank you.
Get 'em,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. All right,
3.
Hello, everybody. This is John Monroe again from Keeping It Real Section 5 football. And again, my partner on my far right, Coach Paul Burgandy.
Thank you, John, and welcome, David. Welcome back to Rochester.
It's good to be back. This is kind of a neat environment to be out here and watching some football in May.
Yeah, you haven't. Back in the day, we did not have these type opportunities.
Nice, which is good. Hopefully, it's good for the development of the high school. For the high school athlete here.
So tell us, what are you doing with yourself nowadays?
Let's call it semi-retired from coaching. Nice. I don't know if you're ever, as you guys understand, you're never really retired from coaching. But do some business development work, actually with a firm here locally in Rochester, and I work from Indianapolis remote. So enjoying that and try to scratch my football itch every once in a while.
Well, great. I know you were in Mother's Day and a college graduation you were up at, so a lot of excitement this weekend.
Yeah. My niece graduated from Syracuse, and which is super proud for me. And it's a cool Mother's Day present for my sister, and get a chance to be in town and spend some time. I don't get back probably as much as I should, so just cherish the time that I do get back and get around some friends and family.
Well, I know we talk about friends. Dan Fichter and you go way back from the high school days and at Irondequoit, so it's nice to catch up with some of these guys.
Absolutely. He's doing a great job with the program, and from afar I support, and we talk ball all the time, and it's like I said, it's kind of neat to be out here watching him, and which was probably pretty cool for him. Like 2 plays ago, when they're on offense, his son gets in and throws a touchdown pass. That's pretty good.
Proud moment for a father. But,
absolutely.
This is nice. I see a lot of college coaches here, and that's something we have not really had in New York State. As far as this spring type football.
Yeah. Well, my understanding is there's some really good players in the area this year, and like you said, just from some of the schools that are here represented today, that kind of proves that there's talented young men here, and kids that are good students that can go on and help programs, whether it's all levels. I mean, there's Division 1, 2, and 3 schools out
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
Trying to look at these kids, so that's awesome.
Well, that's great.
We were chatting earlier about when you were in high school. And I was coaching at Aquinas. We played Irondequoit in the semifinals.
Yep.
And you guys took it to us. And I said, so I go to my grave, your team that year was one of the best high school football teams ever out of Rochester. I mean, you guys just were going on all cylinders the whole year.
We had, I tell you what, that year, I would agree with you. We were pretty good. We had several Division I athletes, whether they all played football or went on to play lacrosse or track and field or different things in college. And we probably had a little bit of a sour taste because of the year before. Mm-hmm. We didn't end up making sectionals my junior year, and we thought we were one of the better teams. And so that senior year, we kind of came together and like a lot of things got to happen. The ball bounces your way a little bit. You stay healthy. And we had some guys, probably some younger guys in the program, step up and complement some of us older guys. So a pretty complete team.
You guys. The night we played, it wasn't fun. I mean, but watching you guys throughout the season, you guys were very. I mean, like I said, you were one of the best high school teams in Rochester.
I appreciate that. I'd be remiss if I didn't give credit to Coach Kaplan, Rich Kaplan, and Tom Zaccardo,
right? That coaching
and
staff
Ken Slater and all those guys. The late Gary Parisi. So, they had us prepared every Friday or Saturday.
There was no state playoffs then.
No. We ended with sectionals.
Sectionals was like your states.
But
I just want to say thank you for being here. Appreciate it. It was nice, short, and sweet. It was good seeing you and everything. I appreciate you.
All right.
And everything. And
David, good to see you.
Good to be back. Good to see people. And like I said, this is kind of exciting, I think, for Rochester and especially these kids out here.
I'm sure this will grow. This has got to.
Yeah, you would think so. This is really pretty good.
There's a nice crowd and everything. So
the weather
beautiful night. Beautiful night.
A lot of good. Good.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Good seeing you.
Hello, everybody. We're back again. This is John Monroe from Keeping It Real Section 5 Football. And we're still doing some interviews up here at East High tonight. So far, it's just been a really, really positive night. This is a great thing for Section 5 and football around here. I have to introduce my partner first to my right, Coach Brien.
Well, thank you, John, and welcome, Ed Moody, to this. What a special night this has been tonight here for Section 5.
Absolutely, guys. I tell you, this is good exposure for our Section 5 athletes in this football area, and it gets an opportunity for coaches to come and see some of the kids that they probably wouldn't have got a chance to see from other programs. If they're watching one kid or another, or they're only going to watch them on the highlights of videos and stuff like that.
And we've seen a lot of college coaches here tonight,
Absolutely.
too. So it's all part of that evaluation process. And,
Absolutely.
And for these coaches, it gives them the opportunity to compete against someone with a different color uniform tonight.
Very early in the year, I'd say. For May to do spring type of level football is a better opportunity for young men and young people to exposure and be able to network themselves and get involved with another college coach and have contacts, build a relationship.
Coach Moody, we know you're on the New York State High School Football Coaches Association, and you're on that committee representing our area. And what's going on in the state of New York,
well,
football-wise?
We got a meeting coming up in the first part of June. That'll be our meeting setting up for our coaches' quarter meetings. We do it every quarter, and we'll set up our tournament and talk about that tournament coming up in July later on. The 11th of July will be the girls' all-flag football tournament at Cortland University. And then the next day on the 12th, we're going to do boys. We'll have about 60 boys football programs across this state of New York. Going to one place, and it'll be way larger than this event here. And we'll also have lineman challenge on the day of the boys. And we give out awards for that.
And we know with the New York State Committee, you guys have some combines, a 7-on-7 tournament in the summer. Do you know when that, or when is that, or when's those dates, and where will that be at?
That's going to be definitely at Cortland University. The first date will be the 11th of July for the all-girls flag. We do an all-girls flag. About 35 teams will be selected for that. And then the next day, we'll have the boys. And the boys will come in with about 60 football teams and do that. And we'll have awards for them and also awards for linemen.
Do they do a big and small school divisions? Or
yes, big and small schools. And we'll have referees for all the games. And the University of Cortland's football, they usually participate in helping us with the refereeing. And they help us with the staffing there. And they also let the kids have dorms to stay overnight. If the team's going to come up a day early, the teams pay a certain price and they stay in the dorms like hotels.
Right on the university.
Absolutely. Yep.
Very good.
So we're looking forward to that. And the U.S. Army is one of the main sponsors for it. So we get a large volume of sponsorships. And the New York Giants is involved, and also the New York Jets.
Okay.
So we get a lot of
the
funding.
NFL is,
the NFL is a partnership with us with that. So we're really looking forward to doing that again this year.
And I know you have the coaches clinic every year at Turning Stone, and that was a big success this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And who were some of the coaches you had? And you guys had great turnout this year, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Bill O'Brien showed up. All the past Syracuse University football coaches. We did a coaches roundtable with all the Syracuse old head coaches and some of their past assistant coaches were there. So that went off nice. And we had Coach Flood come in. So Coach Flood came in from Texas University, did a great job, great seminar. We had about 28 vendors were there. So that was huge, having a bigger, larger room in the event center that was upstairs. So it went off with a bang. I mean, we did an awesome job of bringing almost 786 coaches there.
Wow, 700 something.
Yep.
Oh, that's a big,
and that was our 25th year anniversary. So with Don Santini passing away, we did an honor to him. And also we did a great awards banquet this year that was honoring all of the state's recipients in high school football players and all the classes and their coaches and the coach assistant of the year awards.
Fantastic.
And we did an academic awards too.
Oh, that's awesome.
And also 585 Primetime got our media year of the year award for our state. So Miss Iglesia and her husband both came up to receive their award.
And Section 5 was well represented.
Oh yeah,
there
we
this
did
year.
some things. We did some good things in Section 5. I'm making sure that happens. We're going to
awesome.
do new camps here. We got the offensive and defensive football camp that's going to be hosted here in Monroe County at Nazareth University. So they're coming into town. They're going to do young youth all the way up to high school for football the same week of the 19th to the 23rd. So that's going to be happening at Nazareth
There's a lot
College.
going on.
So yeah, we got a lot of different things in football going on.
Well, Coach, we'll have you back to update us on all the progress.
We're making moves. We're trying to make it better, to make a difference with football in the state, and we're growing it. We're going to grow it. So I'm looking forward to doing some new things here with the colleges and all the other people coming in our community.
Thank you, Coach.
You know what? We forgot. What do we do at the end of our shows?
Oh,
I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn and point to and say, keeping it real, Section 5 football.
Gotcha.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Keeping it real, Section 5 football.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.